Why hello, Robbie Savage from Rock Bottom Reviews, here to talk to you about some fascinating, pretentious video game thoughts. Here in our fabulous studio, and I would like to speak to you about a game which I feel has much merit but may not have been played by everyone, considering its origins are in Japan. Nowadays you can find it for under $20 on the PlayStation 3. Truly one of the most satisfying games I've played in some time. In fact, I even completed it from
Hey Robbie! Why are you so tame, man? You're never tame, you're the crazy guy.
I feel that you're encouraging me to embarrass myself and to be less reserved. And okay, what have you got in mind? What's up everybody, Robbie Savage here from Rock Bottom Reviews, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite JRPG games of all time, Ni no Kuni, Nino Nuni. I don't know, I don't speak moon language. All I know is it's kind of like Pokemon but drawn a lot better, costs 20 bucks, and is endlessly fun!
My New Year's resolution was twofold. I planned on getting as fat as possible off of cartons of ice cream, as I like to call it, dairy heroin.
Beefcake! Beefcake!
And embarking on a journey into a relatively unknown genre of games to me, the Japanese role-playing game. Now before anyone gets too testy about that, I am well aware that there are a number of subgenres within the blanket term Japanese role-playing game, or JRPG. I'm not too concerned about this because my involvement in these games ended around Final Fantasy VII, when I started getting laid and put the controller down until after college. Also, playing these games has helped another goal of mine, building up my PlayStation collection. There was also a caveat to my resolution. I had to complete the games to the end. These RPGs are known often for their staggering length, so it's a good thing I have a lot of free time at night to get through some of these. My journey into the unknown begins with a very well-received PS3 port of an equally popular DS game, which was never localized, Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. This is an epic adventure which can appeal to many different ages and is found cheaply as one of PlayStation's greatest hits collection.
Count Duckula? I remember this. Isn't this the one where at the very end it turns out that they weren't actually ducks but that they were people and they were trapped inside a coffin and that the coffin was it was like the Cube, right? Yeah, spoiler alert. Also in Lost, they're lost. All of them. And everybody dies in Walking Dead. Keep going!
Ni no Kuni, or Second Country, sometimes translated to Another World, it would appear if I'm reading it right, is one of the most enjoyable experiences I've had in some time. The story revolves around a young boy named Oliver living in an any-town setting known as Motorville. Life is sunny and wholesome. He does his chores, plays with his friends, and obeys his mother. Oliver lives with a hard-working single mother who is very loving and protective of him. Life is good. Until one day, Oliver and his friends decide to sneak out into the night and get into some trouble. Events follow and Oliver's mother is stricken ill. Oliver is a young boy and instantly must deal with some very complex emotions: regret, guilt, despair, and sadness. His mother passes and Oliver is all alone in this world. He begins to cry as most would, and his tears bring his stuffed animal to life. It would appear that Oliver's tears have broken a curse and released the Lord of the Fairies from the toy. Mr. Drippy, as he's known, yeah, get your chuckles out now, explains to Oliver that there is more to this world than he knows. We live with a parallel existence of a magical world which is deeply connected with ours. This knowledge alone wouldn't make for a game, so of course there is a desperate need for Oliver's assistance. It appears that the magical world is in some serious trouble due to a dark wizard messing everything up, breaking hearts and taking names. Oliver is special because he has a pure heart, and Mr. Drippy believes him to be the chosen one prophesied to save the world. He also intimates that it may be possible for Oliver to save his mother as well. Upon entering another world, Oliver finds himself thrown into a charming and beautiful land in which he is charged with fixing the problems of others, repairing old wounds, and eliminating the dark wizard Shadar. Shadar has been using dark magic to break the hearts of the people of this world, and it is up to the boy who is pure of heart to mend them. Along his journey, Oliver will learn magical spells to become a wizard capable of defeating the evil Shadar. As with most RPGs, Oliver is not alone. Ni no Kuni has a familiar system built into it, sort of like Pokemon, in which he can tame and train creatures to battle for him. As the game progresses, you catch more along the way, and can choose up to 3 creatures to fight for your team. New party members come along too, and they can have up to 3 familiars at a time as well. These creatures share mana and health with their respective master, and for the most part are responsible for the combat scenarios. Battles are a cross between real-time movement and turn-based attacks. Certain familiar types work better against foes than others, and for anyone who's played the Pokemon games, this will seem second nature. Each familiar can also be evolved and learn new skills as they level up as well. This is a lot of fun for a while, picking and choosing creatures along the way and feeding them treats to make them stronger. Boss battles, however, are another story altogether. In those scenes, it is Oliver's magic which will make the most difference between victory and defeat. The art style is gorgeous and works well with a smooth frame rate, beautiful colors, and charming characters. There really is little noticeable difference between the frequent cutscenes and gameplay. A famous anime artist whose name I will not butcher is behind the designs here, the one who was responsible for the international sensation Spirited Away. I especially enjoyed the Fairy Island, which reminded me of an episode of Fraggle Rock, filled with strange and goofy characters. There is juxtaposition all throughout this game of childish wonder and real danger. For the characters surrounding Oliver, their world is at stake. For Oliver, it is the chance to save his mother, who in turn is his world. The music is whimsical, mysterious, and orchestral fare. The themes are repeated but aren't ever annoying. The English voice acting is very good. This is a rarity in localized games, and they have done it here. No one is ever outright annoying in this game. The dialogue is sound and well written. There is no poor localization here, and I didn't feel the need to just subtitle it and have the dialogue be in Japanese, as I do for many of these types of games. All the praise aside, there are some issues I had playing the game within the battle system itself. Precise defense will award you with bonus orbs of mana and hit points, or even at times supercharge orbs. This can at times be difficult to achieve because the menu you select is clunky. At times I would be attempting to scroll to the defend option, get stuck on the wrong choice, and be left wide open to attack. Certain familiars have an evade option versus a defend option, and the timing on this becomes even more difficult. For boss battles, these familiars are relatively defenseless. Party member AI could be stronger as well. Although you can tweak tactics to suit your needs, I found that they often wasted time doing unnecessary things. Worst of all, there were battles later on in which Oliver getting the supercharge orb would have won it for me, but instead a familiar would grab it and cast a spell which the boss was immune to anyways. It's still a serviceable system, but definitely could use some tweaking in further episodes, if there are, and oh, please let there be. In closing, I was, as you may have gathered, blown away by my experience with Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. I never expected the story to be so rich and moving, and the experience to be so memorable. Even if you haven't experienced the loss of a loved one as Oliver has, there is something in here which you will relate to. This story is truly at its heart telling the tale of a fantastical journey which we must all take, growing up. The world may be uncaring and dangerous, but it is Oliver's pure heart which protects him through all the challenges he faces. It is so refreshing to play a game in which the main character's strength is kindness. It was a great reminder to me to be vigilant in being good to others, even if that is unpopular or difficult. All in all, I got about 70 hours of pure enjoyment out of this game for a very reasonable price, under $20. I can't recommend this highly enough. Fun ratio achieved.
Well, thanks again for joining us for a very, very long hiatus breaking Rock Bottom Reviews. I'm, of course, Robbie Savage. I hope you've enjoyed our pirated game footage, and will continue to watch me and comment negatively about how, we should be more this or that, or how I ripped off Angry Joe or Angry Video Game Nerd or this and that. I'm not really that angry, I just, Kaiser Soze, he was Kevin Spacey the whole time, and he's just playing him, If you want to follow us on the Twitter, it's Rock Bottom Reviews at Twitter. We're on the Twitch, and we are on the I'm Just a Bit Outside on 360 and Xbox One and pretty much everywhere. So just come on and enjoy the fun. Come on, get happy.
Beefcake! Beefcake!